welcome back to my channel. It's Lou. If you're new, welcome to my channel. If you guys like what you see, which I know you will, please make sure you press the subscribe button that's down below, as well as the bell notification, so you guys are notified every single time that I post a new video. Now for today's video, I'm not sure if you guys watched my last video from last week. Let me not say last week because I'm not sure when I'm gonna post this video, but this is basically part 2, you can say, of me creating my thank you and my business cards. If you guys didn't see that previous video, I did do a live demonstration on how I literally went from step A to step Z to how I actually created my business cards, and I I customized it and everything. Like, I showed you guys all that, and that was the last video. I'll just link it for you guys, or just go on my or you can just go on my page and then just scroll back a few videos and you will see it. I promise you won't miss it. It basically say how to create your own business cards. This is basically kind of the same thing, but instead of a business card, but this time we're actually doing a thank you card. Again, I'm gonna show you guys how my thank you card looked like before, and then we're gonna go into like the step-by-step process of actually how to, you know, actually customize it and actually print it out and everything like that. So this is my old business card. This is how she looks like. Now, there's not really nothing too crazy wrong with my thank you cards, but one thing I have to say is this was way too big. Now, it still fit in my boxes, but it was a little bit too big. Like, I was not expecting the thank you card to be that big, because maybe I just wasn't paying attention to the dimensions. And also, as you guys can see from the bottom, these are really bothering me to the point where, like, you see how they're all just so cluttered on top of each other, which I hated. Like, I mean, I didn't hate the font or anything like that, but besides that, everything was it's pretty decent. But like I said, besides the size and the design, that's mainly what I wanted to change. So we're actually gonna go into Canva, and then I'm gonna show you guys how the step-by-step of how I actually, you know, fix it up. Then keep on watching.
Okay, so I know I used a template for this, but I am gonna basically delete everything. But as you guys can see, if you did watch my last video, the top first page is actually my business card. But I basically wanted to use those same elements, and I would be able to do that if I was just gonna copy and paste. So I just basically did the thank you card just underneath it, so I can copy and paste and just, you know, transfer the same information to the bottom section, just so it could be a little bit more easier for me. And also, I do like to point out that when you are doing this, if you're doing a thank you card and you want it to be that particular side, I actually had to go back and change the sizing, because when I did go to print it out on Canva, the sizing was a little bit off. So just make sure that you go ahead and fix the sizing. I'm not sure if I'm going to show you guys in this video of me changing the sizing or not, but just make sure you just fix the sizing for more so thank you cards, and not just for, you know, the business card size. I hope that made sense. But right now what I'm doing is I'm just basically copy and pasting, because when you are doing like thank you cards and business cards and stuff like that, you kind of want them to correlate to some degree. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I want them to correlate, so I'm basically just going to be using the exact same thing, but I'm just like fixing it in a different, you know, sizing and stuff like that. So and for that phone, like the little phone graphic thing, you can easily just find it on Canva. They have it a lot of different formats and stuff like that. I really love this new phone like thing, because you are able to change the photo. I know you guys seen what I did. I basically just dragged and dropped the photo on the screen, and then it would change it up for you and stuff like that. I really love this that little phone feature that they have. I never knew how people were able to do it until like I played around with Canva, and I actually was like, oh, you can just drag and drop it, and it's on Canva. So right now all I'm doing is finding different fonts. And honestly, this part, the font is really be the parts that really get me, because you just want the font to just correlate with your not necessarily your logo, but you just want everything to just make sense. So make sure you just take your time with everything. And also, when it comes to the website on the bottom, the www dot, like my whole website domain, honestly, I should have made it bold, because when it did print out, you guys are going to see in the end of the video, when it did print out, it was like you could barely see it. So I would say, since it is like really small, I would say go in and, actually just do it bold, or just use a bolder text or font, just so it could look a little bit more better. As you guys can see, I am sticking to the same fonts that I use on my website. Um, excuse me, because again, like I said, I want everything to make sure that they correlate. So make sure that you use the, at least try to make sure that everything correlate with like the same font and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm basically keeping almost the same. I'm keeping the same like wording and stuff that was in my old thank you card. I just wanted to basically change the format of it. I didn't really want to change the wording and stuff like that, because the wordings were fine. It's just I wish they were just in a better format and font and stuff like that, just to upgrade it. And again, like I said, you basically just have to play around with it to see what you like, what you don't like. Play around with the fonts, because that's the part, if anything, that's the part that's going to take the longest and, take the most amount of time. Okay, and so like I was saying, how by doing the copy and paste, or like duplicating method that Canva has, this makes your life a whole lot easier when you are trying to recreate almost the same type of theme or stuff for your like thank you or business cards, because now I'm just able to skip all that extra step of me having to go in and just take it out and redoing and cropping everything all over again. So right now, what I'm just doing is I'm just trying to go ahead and actually fix it. Now, I know you guys are going to see me like switch and change things around a lot, because like I said, you have to play around with it, because there's no like exact way to do this. You just have to look to see what you like, and if you don't like it, change it, which is what I also love. Like, you can just go ahead and change it if something just does not work. Now I am going to go in and actually change the position that I did have my logos, because they were a little bit too far, and I realized that everything seemed too far away. So I did go in and actually bring everything in together so it can look. I even went in trying to see if I wanted to do the 3 phone type thing that I seen another example that I seen, but honestly, it looked like it was making it look a little bit too busy. I even went in and changed the pictures and stuff like that, but it just looked too busy. And I did eventually just go ahead and just deleted them, because too much was happening. All right, so I know how you see how I'm just able to just duplicate things and not have to do extra steps. Like, I really love the fact that you're able to do that in Canva. Like, it saves you just so much time, and it just makes everything so much more easier. And again, like I said, like a lot of this is me just brainstorming. I honestly did not even look at any like examples, but if your mind is blank and you're not really good at being like too creative with how you want your thank you card to be, just go ahead on Google or Pinterest or wherever, and just look up some like hair thank you cards, or just thank you cards in general, whatever industry that you're in, and I promise you guys a lot of examples are gonna pop up, and then you can just use or take a little bit from each of them, and then just make it your own in a sense, which is exactly what I did.
That you plan for the next whole week. Bands too long for so cheap and your flex so deep, sex so deep. Got girl, you got it. You got it, girl, you got it. Yeah. Freaky. I can learn a lot from you, gotta come teach me. You a little hot girl, you a little sweet. Sweet like airline, sweet like peach. Like that. I could tell you crazy, but you kinda intrigue me. Like that. Seen it on the gram, trying to see that intrigue me, mommy. I know I get around cause I like to move free. But you can lock it down, I can tell by how you treat me. Seeing how you did, homeboy, so please take it easy. No, no. I seen how you did, homeboy, please take it easier on me. Cause I don't wanna play no games. Trips that you plan for the next whole week. It's too long for so cheap and your flex so deep, sex so deep. You got it, girl, you got it. You got it, girl, you got it. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but I did go in, like I told you before, that I did go in and actually shift everything a little bit more closer together, because it just filled in that gap that it was just a gap in the middle, and it just looked awkward, like it was missing something. So I did go in and, just go ahead and scoot them a little bit closer. Now what I am doing which is something I also love, that they have in Canva, is that you're able to reposition things. I didn't like the fact that the icons were black, because I wanted them to mix a little bit more with the white wording. So I just went in and I went in the element section. I looked for a circle basically, and I just changed it white, and I was just able to just move them backwards, and now it just made the logos of the icons of the different socials pop a little bit more. And this was something I was debating, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep them black or keep them white. But honestly, I love the fact that I did decide to keep them white, because like I said, it did make it pop a little bit more, and it just looked a little bit more better. So that was also like something that just popped into my mind. I'm telling you guys, like, I'm not no expert in Canva or anything, but the more that you use it, the more that you'll like, it's a little bit more easier for you to use, and it's a little bit more for you to come up with these types of ideas. Because honestly, if I didn't use Canva before, I would have never known to look for a circle and just bring it back so everything could blend together. So the more you play around with Canva, and if you are a business owner, like, I would highly suggest you keep playing around with Canva. And I actually do have the paid version of Canva, because the paid version, actually, you're able to what is it called, to remove like the backgrounds and stuff like that, and have transparent backgrounds and stuff. So with that I use that feature a lot. So I was just like, it was no brainer. Like, this is just something that I have to pay for every month, and I think it's about $12, which isn't too bad, especially if it's something that I use on a regular day basis. I don't even just use this for my business. I also use this for YouTube as well. So it's like two birds with one stone. So why not? If you don't have Canva and you have the paid version, I would say go ahead and just do it right now, because it's worth it, and especially if you use it a lot. And we're honestly pretty much done. I'm just going in and just, fixing a few things and rearranging a few things here and there to see how the positioning would look in certain directions and stuff like that. But like I said, we're done. This actually took me less time than the actual business cards, mainly because most of the elements were already there. So it was a little bit more easy for me to just copy and paste. And yeah, so now our thank you cards is ready to print.
All right, so now that we actually got how we actually created it and all the extra fun parts, now I got them a couple of days ago, and this is how they came. Let me go ahead and just tell you guys like the price and the dimensions and stuff like that. Now this time, instead of getting thank you cards, I actually, which I did when I was checking out at first, but that total, when I did pick thank you cards, it actually came into like $158 and some change, which I think was 200. So so I actually was going to, you know, pay for it, but then I'm like, wait, it actually gave me different options on the bottom, and then I was like, okay, let me check this out. And then I actually changed it, excuse me, I actually changed it from thank you cards to flyers, which at first I was a little skeptical. I'm like, okay, I don't want to pick flyers, and it's kind of like a papery material, and I didn't want it to be papery material because I want it to be sturdy and I don't want it to just, you know, be able to rip. So I was a little bit iffy, but I actually continued reading further, and then it basically said that you get different options. Like you can pick the standard regular type of paper, you can press the premium type of paper. Now I'm not sure if they have one higher than the premium, but that's the one that I got, and I got it in the dimension in 5 by 7, and I got it in the premium glossy, and I got 200 for $58.71, which is crazy. Like imagine, like I literally just cut off $100 off of, you know, off the price, and that's mainly because I just went in and, you know, like played around with it. Like that's what I love about, you know, Vistaprint. You could go ahead and play around with it and make changes and stuff like that. So make sure if you are using the flyer set, if you're using the flyer technique, just make sure that you use premium glossy. It is a little bit extra, but in total it's still gonna be the $58. So this is how they came. Like, I mean, clearly they came in a box, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how they look like. I'm gonna pull one out for you guys, and when I tell you guys, I am obsessed with the new thank you cards. Like this has to be one of the best thank you cards I have done. As you guys can see, I did go in and I changed the fonts, and then I love the way that I did these. If you didn't watch my business card video, this is kind of how I had this the business cards also, because I kind of like this look. Like it looks a little bit more, I don't know, like it just looks more professional. And I went in and add the little phone, like I don't know, just everything about it just screams so freaking nice. And as you guys can see, it's not a papery material, it is much thicker. Now I do have to say the other thank you card was a little bit more thicker, but this honestly is still thick too. Like you can't just go ahead and just easily, like it can easily rip like paper. It's like premium type of paper, but like I absolutely love this, and it was only $58 and I got 200, which is amazing. Like this will last me for a while. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope my little step-by-step was a little bit helpful. Now if you are able to cut off the cost and just sit there and actually create your own thank you card, just do it, because it takes a little while. It is pretty tedious, but you still get to save some coins and you get to customize it the way that you want to. But if you aren't that creative and stuff like that, just make sure you just go on Fiverr, make them create it for you, and then just go on Vistaprint and just print it yourself, which I still feel like is a little bit cheaper, since Fiverr, they don't charge that much, but it will be a little bit more. But if you're able to do it yourself, just do it yourself like I did. But if I didn't answer any questions on here that you guys were still interested about, or you guys were just still curious about certain things or places that I went, whatever, leave those comments down below and I'll go ahead and answer that for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you loves in my next one. Bye.